understand why where on the other side of my lake, where the self-storage place is, they can go up 140 feet. None of it's smooth. Venice Lane, Venice Park Drive, all of that stuff over there, it should be at least, what the heck I got written down here, 110 feet.
Right, well, what you'd have to
The
do,
transportation overlay, the area between,
Right.
let me read what I got. The transportation overlay, the area between Northeast 16th Avenue, the railroad tracks, Arch Creek Road, Emerald Drive, Venice Lane, Venice Park Drive, and I'd like to throw in 12601 Northeast 16th Avenue should be changed to 110 feet or 45 dwelling units per acre. I mean, we're saying, this is what we're saying with this thing. We're saying, what transportation overlay district? We know we're getting the darn train station in there, so why are we burying our heads in the sand? I don't understand this. It's coming, it's there, and we're saying, oh, I don't know anything about it. This is preposterous.
Well-
I mean, it's just,
I totally respect what you're saying. You're now addressing your future land use map, which you all just passed. So we cannot make changes to your zoning map that does not comport with your future land use map. So when you're making those comp plan changes that you all have started to identify, you'd have to go back and revisit your future land use map and then come back and make sure that you update your zoning map this time around to reflect and match your future land
when
use
can
map.
we do that? I mean, this is not, I mean, can we do a text amendment? Can we change it? I mean, this does not make any sense.
Right.
The
You
idea
can-
behind the planning commission is to look to the future. We know it's coming, and we're coming like, oh, I don't wanna see it because I don't wanna believe, I don't wanna go hide. You know, this is, we've been
Kenny's
chasing our
point
tail
is
for
well
years.
taken. What would be the process?
I know that staff is currently collecting, because we have discovered throughout this process that there were some conflicts or there were some errors in your comprehensive plan, or some undesired things that were in your comprehensive plan, such as the no residential on State Road 7 that you all are recommending to add. So I believe your city staff is gathering those now. And that would be the same thing for the future land use map. If you have specific changes that you want, such as adding, now the transit station overlay that will come, has to come after a study to identify the extent of where that overlay would appear.
So
And then you do that as part of the whole comprehensive plan
so-
amendment
So
process.
the goal tonight with this is not to make changes, but to conform it to what's already in existence.
That's to conform to the current future land use map that you've
exactly.
already adopted.
So
And-
we're
Yes.
really just saying, yes, we're giving our blessing to its conformity.
There were other changes, but they're not
Substantial.
And the other purpose of this tonight is to make certain that Kenny's issues are raised with staff so that as we go about correcting issues, that will be addressed at the staff level. Right?
I mean,
Mr. Chairman,
you know.
can I amend
Nixon,
my
You
motion
guys are
to
collecting those, right?
approve,
There's an RFP
to approve, to
for
motion
the
to
train station
approve
over it.
the LDRs with, as amended, together with the map
As presented.
as presented.
Yes, chair accepts the motion. All in favor of the amended motion? All right. We need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Belay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now we have to approve the package. The entire comprehensive land development regulations
And zoning map.
and the zoning map, because it was an amended motion, so now we have to go back to the original and approve that. Chair will call for a motion.
So moved.
So moved by Mike, seconded by
Boulay.
Ms. Boulay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right. Now, staff, let's address Kenny's issue as we collect these inconsistencies. All right, so we don't drag this part out for another 7 years.
I mean, as a background to that, when we were doing the complaint, there was the planning commission had made a recommendation for 200 feet along, around the future transit station, and then which was rejected by the council. But there was a provision or policy in the complaint that said within a year the city has to designate a transit station overlay district around the future FEC railway station. As we speak, there's an RFP being worked by the purchasing department to create a master plan, and that would call out, recommended land use and heights and all development, streetscapes improvement for that area. And then, I think once the master plan identify all the proposed heights and densities and all the development and design standards for that area, then the city would proceed with a comprehensive plan, or amendment to include that in the comprehensive plan. When that is adopted and then approved by the state, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than 10 acres, then we will come back and do the text amendment the amendment to the LDR and also the zoning maps.
So what we're saying is there is a pathway for Kenny's issues to be
Yeah,
heard.
and then it's being addressed at this point right now.
Okay.
Okay, are we gonna have any input? Are we gonna have any workshops? Are we
There-
gonna-
there will-
are-
there-
you
there will
know,
be
we're sitting
workshops.
up here and
There will
I-
be
I don't mean
workshops.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound condescending to you. I know how hard you work.
Yeah.
I'm just getting very aggravated with this thing here.
No,
It-
there
it's
will be
preposterous.
workshops. So, because once the staff, the city select or consultant to do there will be different workshops, conducted for that specific project. The
You
train
see,
station
we
overlay
we have a chance now to turn this town around if we have a vision. And if 20 years ago, if the people that were sitting on the council had a vision, we wouldn't be in the predicament that we're in today. And it's a fact of life. I went to that meeting for Chinatown, and that was pretty darn good. It was a vision. Might not agree with everything in there, but it was a vision. It was something. It was something. It was energy. And here we
Well,
get this coming to town, and what are we doing?
Well, remember,
Question.
other map changes that are unrelated to the transit designation you're talking about, that can move ahead anytime, and I believe staff is trying to
Okay.
identify those comprehensive plan
Discrepancies.
amendments now, because that's going to go forward at a separate set of hearings, those changes, because there are things on your,
discrepancies.
there's some discrepancies that, in the existing comprehensive plan.
Let me ask you a question with regards to newspaper racks and phone booths. That doesn't come under the LDRs, does it?
Yeah, we can put that.
It's usually done something,
But
not
by
usually because
ordinance?
it's in the, usually it's they're placed on the
Donation
right of
bins,
way.
news racks,
Yeah.
and accessory uses,
Yeah, those usually aren't considered in,
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, in the
Thank
code
you. That's
itself.
why, just a
Uh,
question.
Mr. Chairman, one thing before we adjourn.
Yes.
I just think that we ought to, give great thanks. We had
Yeah, I
a
was gonna
staff
say
and the
that.
consultants that have worked very hard on the LDRs. We've had legal counsel, and city council who have just absolutely, everybody has really
yeah.
done a great job which is a very difficult process. And I, for one, appreciate all the hard work you guys did and all the great advice and everything else, and the fact that we were able to get through this, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, but we finally got through it, and I think everybody needs to be congratulated on everything that they did and participated in.
All right, we certainly applaud staff and the planners. Now, what is our next meeting in July? Do we have a deferring date since we can't meet on July 4th? That has not been worked out yet. All right.
We have no items.
All right, then to Mr. Held and to our planners and Jennifer, the planning commission will be in recess in August. There will be no planning commission meeting, and I don't care who or what developer thinks that he's gonna be desperately left out if he doesn't get it heard. We are not meeting in August.
Whether they met with staff or not.
Okay, whether he's met with staff or not, there will be no planning commission meeting in August. That is for the record. Advise us if there's to be a July meeting, and if so, what the date options are. And having said that, this commission is now adjourned. Thank you.